Hello, Jelly. How are you?
Oh, hello there. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing a-okay. I don't think I've ever really told you this before, but I fucking love your voice. You know that?
Oh my God, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm flattered. Thank you so much.
Um,
Thank you.
well, no, I just like as soon as you popped in, I was like, God damn, she's got a smooth voice. Um, but anyway, I feel a little bit bad because almost every time I see your name, I almost want to say Gel Bell every time, and I don't know why. It's like it's almost turning into like a brain stem for some reason. I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm like, stop it! Like, there's no B in there. Like, why are you throwing that in? But
That's a new one. I've never actually had anybody tell me like, "Hey, I've like thought of Gel Bell as like a nickname, you know?"
yeah,
So that's cool. I love hearing that. I love hearing that.
I don't know where it came from. Like, I don't know if it was like I'm trying to say like Jelly Belly or something, but it was just like it just, and now it's just there. It's not leaving. I don't know why.
It's stuck in your brain.
It
I get it.
is.
I get
It
it.
is. So welcome into the showcase. Jellycrowned. So you do Twitch, obviously. Are there any other social media pages that you want to drop or anything that you want to show anybody? Like, let us know what you're into.
Well, I do Twitch. Obviously, I do, streaming. I'm also an artist and a voice actor, so that's why I was like, voice acting. Hell yeah, we love to see more voice actors out there, more voice talents. Um, yeah, I love doing different voices, making my, different PNG tubers. That's kind of a thing I'm slowly starting to get kind of known for. So I made the one that you see on screen right now. I use a bunch of different ones on stream. I've also made quite a number of them for different streamers, and that's probably gonna just keep happening into 2026 because I'm a commissionable artist. Commissions aren't open right now, but they will be hopefully soon.
Do you want to
um,
post a page
and
anywhere on that? Like so that way people can keep it in mind.
yeah. Let me quickly grab a link to my card. Here it
Yeah.
is.
Throw that shit
Um,
out.
but yeah, that people can check that out. Yeah. We love, to support artists, of course, too. I love seeing artists. That's why today is such a cool event to see all these different streamers and artists and whatnot. So thank you, by the way, for letting me, be here today. I'm really
No,
honored.
no, I'm actually I'm pretty excited that you even like popped in. Obviously, like we haven't really talked a huge amount, so it's pretty cool to have you in here in the first place. And I met you through Trisha, so I don't know if it was like virtue of that connection that you decided to join, but I am the one who is honored today, Jelly Crowned.
Oh no, perish the thought. It is all my honor today.
No, no, allow me to be the one who is honored today, Jelly
No,
Crowned.
of course, no, it is all mine.
Heavy is the weight of the
Uh,
crown upon thine head, and I respect the weight that you carry, Jelly Crowned.
well, thank you. I appreciate it.
So, oh, hey, actually, thank you for the follows, folks. Adamant Absinthe and Imtank321. Yeah, appreciate you guys. There will be a library card on your way out. You
Oh,
will come out with a few extra bite marks. Fair warning.
oh,
Yeah, isn't that
uh-oh.
fun? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how they're going to happen. You'll just have to find out.
Careful, chat.
I rub my hands together like a fly or a villain with hand lotion. Anyway.
Oh, all right, chat.
Anyway, so Jelly, tell me a little bit about some of the things that you stream. Like what would you say is like your primary focus on entertainment for streaming or anything else that you do? Like what's the main kick for you?
See, it's a bit of a hard question, right? Because as a variety streamer, I'm just all over the board.
Preaching to the
So
choir.
like I've done, yeah. See, yeah, us variety streamers, we're like, what do we do exactly? But for me, I
What
guess
good
I've
am
been
I?
pretty focused on, yeah. uh, I've been pretty focused though on like a lot of Souls games. So I've been
Mm.
going through, Dark Souls and Elden Ring and Bloodborne. So I finished all those and the DLC. And now a lot of people have been giving me grief about it in a joking way, but they're like, "Why do you play it on mouse and keyboard?" And I'm like, "I can't help myself. It's it's just become a thing now." my hands hurt a little bit, but that's fine. So yeah, I've been going through those games, but other than that, I love like horror games, indie games, visual novels. Um, I stream a little bit of art. I've been trying to get more into that as more of a frequent thing.
Hmm.
And hopefully in 2026, that will be the case, that I'll stream more and more arts and have more confidence in that. Because, I'm still a little shy about my art process. But yeah, that's a little bit of what I do. Obviously, I do try to voice act during like visual novels and certain games that, have a lot of text and whatnot. So I'm doing a little bit of everything whenever I can and just playing games and doing stuff that piques my interest.
Yeah, and I mean, we've actually had several other people who popped in here today that do, like little voice acting things and whatnot, and have actually worked on a professional level as well. And I think that that's always really cool. But I have to ask, like, how did you even get started in that? Because like as somebody, it's not really a secret at this point. I probably shouldn't dox myself too much, but like I work at a radio station, right? So like my voice quality is also kind of a selling point for me. But it is a totally different world getting involved with voice acting, and making the connection seems to be like the biggest part. So how did you do it? Like, how did you even get started?
So it's kind of a funny story. And I'm not sure if anybody in chat or Spooks, if you've heard of the games Arcade Spirits, if you've heard of them.
Mm-mm.
It's like a visual novel where you go through and you talk to different characters and you end up potentially romancing them. And it's just like a really
Fun.
really cute fun time. So I was playing those on stream, funnily enough, and the writer and like lead dev of the game, Stefan, who's head of Fiction Factory Games, actually came by in chat, and we got to talking, and my first official, like, I guess you could say professional voice acting gig was from that connection. So I voice a character in one of Fiction Factory's games, The Shadow over Cyberspace. And it's free on Steam, by the way, if you want a really, really well done visual novel. But yeah, I do a voice in that game, and I'm also doing another voice in an upcoming Fiction Factory games. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's kind of how it happened, is just by having a community, streaming, and just playing games that I enjoy or that I am intrigued by. That connection happened just organically in that way.
That's actually really cool that even took place. I personally I couldn't imagine, but then also at the same time, like part of the reason we were able to get the game devs from Mushroom Kingdom Fusion talking about that game earlier is because one of the devs actually popped into my stream at one point, and we started talking about the game. So like it is really interesting to me that streaming can really turn into this bridge, for a lot of different people, and I think that's just super cool. But yeah, like how many other roles have you taken since then? Like what would you say is like your favorite?
I I think my favorite, like lending my voice, so to speak, is
Mm-hmm.
probably when my friends have like my voice on their stream and stuff, because it's like sound alerts or just like redeems and stuff are pretty fun. Like on a very like funny kind of casual level, I suppose you could say. Um, I think my favorite role though so far is probably the one that's coming up in the unannounced, you know, uh, part in the game that's coming out in 2026 from Fiction Factory Games. That's probably my favorite one. Now, it's not to say I've had like tons of roles yet. I'm working on it. That's kind of my main goal, is to have my voice help in more projects. But it's a start. It's a start, and I'm really, like I said, I'm really hoping to help more projects and help more, like with animations and games and just whatever people need my voice for.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty kick-ass because, like, how else do you get in the field but like by taking those baby steps? And I feel like you've gotten a lot further than a lot of other people too. Because I mean, like I said, it's like most things, it's a hell of a task just to get started. You know?
Yeah, it's quite the endeavor, quite the endeavor.
So, what about the art scene stuff? Like, what are you planning on making as far as like the art streaming goes next year?
So I'd like to bring back an old stream event, I guess you could say, that I used to do where I would give away like quick sketches to my community. I'd like to
Mm.
do a lot more of that because I love drawing for people. I did hit a bit of a like art block for, like a year or so ago. And so as an artist, I think a lot of us do go through that at some point in our lives. So I kind of was trying to figure out how to handle that, how to like navigate those feelings as an artist of like I have passion, but I don't have the like the energy or I just don't have the
That was
drive as
so
much
relatable.
anymore, you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All the artists in chat are like, "Oh gosh, yeah, I know how that goes."
Yeah,
So,
what's the Zap Brannigan phrase? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak and spongy.
yeah, exactly. It's that same thing. It's a hard obstacle to get over, but and are we truly fully over that? I don't know. It's kind of an uphill battle, but at the same time, I think drawing for people and bringing life into concepts that people get to enjoy, or even that I just get to enjoy, has been a big component of me wanting to keep going with my art and yeah, so bringing back that type of stream would be great, and also just helping streamers and helping people that want to like get a PNG tuber or get emotes done or stuff like that. Like that's another big part of like why I'm still also driven to create is just to help people too.
And I think that's huge. I mean, it's absolutely huge. Oh, we got a raid coming in. Teddy Coley, welcome in. Welcome in with your raiders today. They will be assaulted as soon as they make it in here. Hello, everybody. I'm Spooks the Monster Man, and being made up of all your dreams, the good, the bad, the stinky, and the red. I'm doing some interviews today. We're talking to a lot of different streamers, like some 40 different people, one or two. So we're showcasing a lot of folks right now. We've got the wonderful and talented Jellycrowned. Once again, heavy as the crown.
Hi Raiders, welcome in.
If you guys happen to like listening to the person that you see here, go give her a follow. Let me go ahead and actually I'm just gonna give you a shout out super fast because I don't have anybody on the title. That would be an easier way to do this. Saw notes that
Oh,
advertise
thank
me.
you, much
Well,
appreciated.
I appreciate you coming in, Teddy. I hope your day has treated you quite well. And let me give you a shout out too, since you did raid. After all, I shouldn't, even though we are busy today, I shouldn't abandon my streamer etiquette. Playing Food and Drink. I've never heard of that game before, but I think I play it every day. Anyway. uh, right. Anyway, so kind of focus back on some of the things that you're doing, Jelly. You said you wanted to focus a little bit more on the art, and you said it's a big part of that is helping people. And this actually it's interesting how this keeps coming full circle because just about everybody that's coming in here are people who have had to work full-time jobs, part-time jobs, whatever, in addition to doing all of the stuff that they're trying to do online. And that's hard. It's very difficult. So you got to like kind of pick your battles and you have to make sacrifices here and there. But like, how do you find success when you have neither time nor energy to make these things happen? Well, the fact of the matter is, at least as far as I can draw a conclusion, is that you get help from others. And as far as your success goes, would you say that like support from people has been a big part of that?
Oh, yeah, yeah, and support can come from so many different ways,
Oh yeah.
right? Like I have like friends that I've met along the way, literally met along the way, during my time here on Twitch. I have so many incredible, like just close friends. Like obviously I've had Trisha for a long time as like in my friend group.
Wonderful lady.
But I've met like people like yeah, yeah, wonderful. But I've met a lot of people and they've always given me like just an ear to listen to, like if I need someone to talk to or I need just support during like, oh, I have this concept that I want to bring to life on my stream or, that kind of thing. I've had a lot of people like that. Obviously my wonderful community that is just showing up. They're, either lurking, they're chatting, they're goofy as heck, just like me. Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of wonderful support and a lot of wonderful people that I've come into contact with since doing streaming. And I'm so thankful for it. It's really changed a lot of how I view things. It's given me wonderful perspective. Yeah, it's it's been like a joy and an honor to get to know so many people and feel so supported along the way.
I totally understand what you're talking about too. Also, thanks for the follow, PK Havoc. I appreciate that. Here's your library card. Um, I think it's actually really important to note too, like what you were saying about how support comes from a variety of different sources, and like that is an excellent observation that I feel like I am screaming into the void at whenever it comes to people. So like when you hear the word support, it almost always, it seems like for most people, turns into financially, like your house is being paid for, or like you don't have to work full time because somebody's paying for your life or something. But sometimes it's just like the community members that you build. Sometimes it's the people who help you make assets. Sometimes it's the people who even literally just cheer you on, like your friends who keep you emotionally stable. And all of that leads up to a lot of support. So, like, it really is kind of crazy to think about that, like so many people sort of picture this lens of success as being something that they achieved themselves, like the successful just were that amazing, but you don't ever see
Mhm.
the cornucopia of people that propped them up in different ways.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I would not be here at, doing even this interview. I wouldn't be, in so many different chats and just like hanging out with so many people or doing events or, like there's so many opportunities out there, but a lot of that comes from just building community and getting to know people and just showing up when I can or when, in a general sense when you can, right? It's that kind of thing and that kind of that feeling that uh, you know, I get support and I want to see other streamers get support and I want to see that kind of thing out there. So I need to put that out as well. But yeah, I wouldn't be here without so many wonderful people like saying, "Yes, go Jelly, go." You know, and and a personal level, it's taken me so many years to feel confidence in myself, right? And I've slowly started to get to that point where I feel more confident in my streaming and my art, in my words, right? And I owe that a lot to again the same people that come by my streams or say hi to me in someone else's stream or whatever. It's just like that has also helped me in turn. Um, I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but I'm just so thankful for all of this, that I've had the opportunities that I have and I've gotten to just like grow, and I feel like I've grown with other streamers and other friends and other community members on this platform.
I love that, actually. That's really, I mean, it's very poignant because the part of the whole reason why I even put this thing together, like there were a lot of different reasons, but part of it was literally I wanted to kind of show my appreciation to the people who helped make my 2025 better. Or like people that I felt like deserved a little bit more recognition because of their energy or their talent or their good insight on some things, and that includes you too. Like I knew you streamed, and obviously I knew you through Trisha Trasha, like we've mentioned before, but um like I didn't really get much of a chance to interact with you or even like look at your streams until I popped into that karaoke thing that you had that one day. And like you were an excellent like karaoke hype man. I gotta say, like being the audience person. So it's interesting to me that you said you've struggled with confidence because, like, from my perspective, charming person, multi-talented, great skills at things, and such a following, and it's almost mind-blowing to me that you do struggle with confidence because you do have all of these other things going for you.
Yeah, I do think that a lot of times when we, you know, get to know someone, it's kind of surprising. And I guess it does make sense in the end, but it's so surprising how when you get to know them, you start finding out these things, and especially when you talk to a streamer, because you're only getting to see a snippet of who they are, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting to get to know people like that and to say, hey, like this person has a bit more like complexity than I was able to see, because again, we're all busy. We don't get to stay for all the conversations of a
Mm-hmm.
stream or get to know them on that level. But it's like, yeah, I think a lot of streamers have these, and just people in general, but they have these complex, scenarios and situations and just feelings that go into, what they do. Like some people, like myself, go through these feelings of like, I'm not sure if I should keep streaming, or there's just a lot of inner conversations going on. And but I think it's also really cool that as a streamer, I get to talk about this, and I get to talk about it with my chat or other streamers, or like in an event like this where I get to say, hey, like, yeah, this is something I've struggled with, but like, that's okay because I get to talk about it and it's okay to talk about it. And, and I think people will understand, because I think a lot of the fear comes from people won't understand how that feels, and it's like somebody definitely will, and you can relate to them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a huge part of it. Pain and dealing with like the struggles of day to day life is such a goddamn human experience, and like it's wild to me. I almost feel like one of the biggest tragedies that we have fallen for, it feels like in social marketing, is that you can do it on your own. Because I feel like based on everything that exists within human society, very rarely is any of it built by one person. And again, you don't see like the people behind them that have propped them up, So I think that is very cool. And I loved hearing the things that you had to say today, especially like all of your appreciation to everybody, because it really does ring very true to me for something that I've been thinking about all year long, that it is just so hard, to the point of almost impossibility to do everything on your own. So it's fucking beautiful. You've got all these supporters.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that point you said about how I think we've been kind of led to believe that everything has to be on your own shoulders. And I definitely subscribe to that. I like just concept for so many years. I felt like I had to carry a lot of like my inner like turmoil and a lot of things. And I still struggle with that. I'm not saying I'm like perfect at it, right? But yeah, like that's such a like a scary thing that I think has been placed in people's minds, that you have to do it alone. And it's like, no, you definitely don't. So I'm glad you brought that up, because yeah,
Well,
big agree.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I mean that is such I feel like that's been a recurring theme today, even too. Just thinking about the struggles of day to day life, and it's very cool to see. So I'm glad we're bouncing off of each other here. uh,
Yeah, definitely.
so I'm noticing we've only got about 6 minutes left. Also, welcome in, Demonic Angel Lily. Here's your library card. I will give you more congratulations later. But anyway, uh, Jelly, though, are there any other things that you might maybe want to throw out there, people that you want to shout out, or like any big experiences that you had this year that you really want to make people know about in some way?
That's a great looking question. I
And
mean,
there's a
again, I
lot. I
could
mean,
go
it could be
into a
anything.
huge, yeah. I mean, there's a huge list of people I could thank. Obviously, like I said, my a lot of my streamer friends, and obviously my community, the people that have stuck with me, even if they're not there, like for years, and they come back and say, "Hey, what's up?" I love every single person that gets to come through and say hi or lurk and chat. I'm just so grateful for that kind of interaction. As far as like, big things coming, I will say 2026 is shaping up to be a phenomenal year, I think, for me, because I have big surprises in store. I have a lot of things in the works in the background. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm just pretty excited for where I'm headed and where my stream is headed. So if you would like to come along with me on that ride, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. Big things coming, big things.
I want to hear updates. I legitimately like, so keep me posted. I mean, I don't really care how that has to happen either, but I want to see what's going on there, especially if I can kind of help drive that hype along a little bit. But I mean, we still do have a little bit of time here, so I want to also ask you some questions that I'm curious about, if that's okay. Um,
Oh, sure.
you are clearly a passionate person. Where does that come from?
Hmm, I guess it's probably from
Is it genetics?
I I I don't know. I mean, it's probably just because I remember how often I felt so like unheard, or just like unwanted, as a young jelly, right? I went through a lot of stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to say specifics, but I went through a lot of stuff, and it just
Mhm.
felt like who was there on in like in my court, right? Like who was there on my side? Who was there for me? And it's like I want to be that strong individual who gets stuff done, who gets the things that I want, the goals that I set out for myself. I want to be that because, for lack of a better phrase, young little Jelly, she didn't have that, She was just kind of fighting um so hard against so many things, and just a feeling of inadequacy and all these things. So I, as much as I do still struggle with those moments, right, of just feeling big feelings, it's like I also want to do my best for myself and to live the life that I want. Again, it's not going to be easy, but that passion is just me wanting to do the things that little Jelly never thought she was going to be able to do. So that's really where a lot of that fire is coming from, where a lot of that, like, I have to do it, like, I'm gonna do it feeling is coming from, for sure.
Not to go to armchair psychologist or anything whenever it comes to this, but if you could talk to that little Jelly like you're talking about right now, how do you think that she would react to all of these things that you're taking on?
She would be so surprised. She'd be so proud. She'd be shocked. She'd be like, "You're doing what? What is going on? Like, what is streaming? What do you mean? I don't know. No way. We don't even like, because I didn't have much of a presence or like a voice then, because I was very shy, very soft spoken. So she would be flabbergasted, absolutely flabbergasted.
Does that is that something that you ever like think about now, like whenever you get up and you kind of like look and see the things that you've done, is that something that you ruminate on often?
Yeah, I think when I take a step back and I just kind of look at the things that I'm doing and whatnot, I think I do kind of step back into that memory of like, oh yeah, like I wasn't able to do these kinds of things back then. I wasn't able to like put myself out there. I wasn't able to, speak my mind or have a sense of community or a sense of like I belong in this, space, right? So I do sometimes kind of think about how things have changed so drastically in a sense. Cause yeah, I really don't think a younger version of myself would have ever thought that this was a possibility for me. So
Yeah.
I
And I mean, I know I keep saying this, but like a lot of the things that you've said today, I feel like I'm personally vibing with in a lot of different ways. Like obviously I don't have time to go into a full story, and it's not about me anyway. But I mean, in all seriousness, it is very interesting to me the things that you're talking about, and very relatable in a lot of ways. So. In a very genuine way of extending this to you, like I hope we get to talk a little bit more often, because I really do think that you've got some real perspective and insights that I would just love to hear more of.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of what this is all about, right? Getting to connect with people and see more, about them, learn more about them. So yeah, I mean, I'm always down to have a conversation and talk and I think that's another reason why I started streaming too, is so I could find like-minded people, so I could find people interested in the games I like, and have fun discussions, have a lot of, have some laughs and whatnot. Like my quote that I've had on my stream for years has been, my main goal is to have a good time and maybe make you laugh. So, that's what I'm still striving for.
Well, Jelly, I appreciate you popping in. It looks like we are at the top of the hour now, so I've got to keep scooting things along, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think we would keep talking for a little while here, because we haven't even gotten into video games yet. So that's a
Oh
that's a
yeah.
it's
Whoops.
I know, like I didn't even get to ask you about like what games you like to play or anything like that. We were just talking about like life stuff. But
Mm.
anyway,
Oh,
yeah,
next time.
yeah, all good. So it looks like we need to start getting the next crowd in, which are going to be the folks from Seed of Nostalgia. So if you're into like pixel games and things of that nature, definitely check that out, Jelly. I think it's a pretty cool little game, and we're gonna show a little video on it too. Oh my goodness!
Oh, awesome,
My
awesome.
goodness, 5 gift subs.
Yes,
Ah,
let's
Ferret,
go.
save it for Jelly. Jelly deserves it. Oh.
Thank you. No, you deserve that. Thank you so much for inviting me, by the way, and thank you for having this amazing event, for showcasing so many awesome streamers. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you.
No, no, thanks for coming by, and I will catch you next time, Jelly. I would like to talk to you again soon.
Sounds good, sounds good. Thank you again. Take care, chat. Bye.
See ya, see ya.